Howdy, partners. Howdy, partners. Welcome to the SpaceX live stream hosted by Kayvon, as the chat has announced. What's going on, Mr. Turtle? Shout out to you, sir. Let's go ahead and muster up. Where you from? What you munching on? Kevin from Ohio here. Where are you from?
We're the Manchester United fan club from Ohio.
I also have Peeps with me. Peeps. There he is. He's alive. Yep. Oh, don't come over here. Okay, fine. He's gonna start nudging my arm around. I'm sure Wiley's going to come in here and bug us as well. So this is Transporter-8, not 7, not 9, 8, the 8th transporter mission. Jason Statham is not here, and they're launching from Vandenberg, California. As you can see, it's quite beautiful there. About the exact same weather we're having in Ohio right now, actually. Slightly overcast, which means we're going to see some cloud licking. No ground clouds, but sky clouds. What are you pawing me for? I did nothing to you. I'm rubbing your belly. Relax, boy. Relax. So, transporter missions, if you don't know, they are rideshare missions. So, smaller satellite developers, providers, whatever, manufacturers, kind of buy a seat, so to speak, on a Falcon 9 mission because they don't want to pay for an entire rocket for their little payload. So they come together. In fact, for this one, it's 72 CubeSats, small sats, orbital transfer vehicles, stuff like that. Even a return vehicles on this one. So that's cool. And this is the 9th mission for the first stage booster. And what's really awesome, probably the most awesome thing about this mission, is that the booster is going to do a boost back burn and land back on the coast. So we'll have some awesome views of that landing. Okay. West Virginia was the first place/state I saw in the chat. What's going on, West Virginia?
What, is this a communist country or something? I thought this was America.
Michigan, North Carolina, that was for you guys too. Ontario, Canada.
Welcome to French Canada.
Texas is in the house. Texas, Princeton, Texas.
I pulled him out of a place on Midgard called Texas.
Paul Lionheart from Australia. How's it going, Australia?
Austria? Well then, good day, mate.
Haven't seen you in a while, Paul. Good to have you back, man. Italy's in the chat. What's going on? Italy, Coke Zero, no munchies. That's sad. Master Chief Austin's back from Indiana. Howdy, neighbor. Scrolling down, Indianapolis as well. Sacramento, California.
California. Beautiful.
New Jersey.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey.
Central Florida, Chile, Santiago, Chile. Chile. Billings, Montana, Utah, Ireland, London to finish us out here.
You sound like you're from London.
All right, let's go ahead and go big screen if I can. If I can, I shall. All right, we'll turn the volume up here in a second. So if you tuned in as we were starting up our live stream, or if you were watching SpaceX's live stream directly before I started mine, you saw that Jessie Anderson is the host, and she's wearing her SpaceX Pride shirt. SpaceX did have their Pride Parade either today or yesterday. I think it was today. So if you watch my SpaceX in the news video on Friday, I was giving SpaceX props because they didn't partake yet, but obviously it was inevitable. They do it every year, their Pride Parade. Let me bring this up, actually. Since they bring it up, if they're allowed to have parades, we're allowed to criticize. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can check this out. This is their Pride Parade is yesterday. I'm going to turn the volume down because, not because it's gay, but because it's going to get me striked here. Struck out on YouTube. So there's their Pride Parade for today. And I didn't know this. I found this out today, actually, by doing a little bit of research on this stuff, that last year SpaceX sponsored a Waco and Waco, Texas Pride Network child-friendly drag event. And if you check out this link, it actually shows the transgender stripper dancing and grinding in front of kids and stuff. So that's awesome. Not really. Let's refresh and make sure we're live here. So now I'm going to have to talk about it in this Friday's episode because, you know, I was given SpaceX props for not partaking, but they did. So now I got to scold them. They got the carrot. Now it's the stick. Perverts. Okay. Okay. Gosh, is there not one woke company out there that we can get behind for reals? Alex, what's going on, Alex? Las Vegas, Pentagon. You watching from the Pentagon? Uh-oh. Everybody be on your best behavior. Uncle Sam's in the house. In the chat. All right, 2-minute warning. We'll turn up the volume here.
On our second stage. And the white clouds that you can see circling Falcon 9 are completely normal and the result of our super chilled liquid oxygen coming into contact with the relatively warm ambient air at our launch site in Vandenberg.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
And as you just heard, Stage 2 LOX loading has wrapped up, and we are now waiting for Falcon 9 to go into startup at around T-minus 1 minute. And at that point, the Falcon 9 computers will take over our launch countdown.
What's up, Hellfire? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tweeting out the live stream today. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support. It's the fog machine you're looking at there. World's biggest fog machine. The Strongback.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
And we just heard the call out that Falcon 9 is now in startup, meaning that both stages are now beginning to pressurize for launch, and the flight computers have taken over. We're now waiting for a final go for launch from our launch director.
LD is go for launch.
At T-minus 40 seconds, all systems are a go for launch of Falcon 9 with all 72 payloads on Transporter-8.
Yeah, the space industry
T-minus 30 seconds.
in general is just completely woke. You have Astrospace in 2020 was one of the suckers that supported the Marxist organization BLM that has since gone bankrupt because they're corrupt. ULA forced vaccine mandates on their employees. Blue Origin donated to Marxist Van Jones.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Transporter-8. Go Falcon, go Transporter. Falcon 9 is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We are T plus 35 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower at Space Launch Complex 4 East. We are currently throttling down the engines in preparation. Nominal. In preparation for Max Q, and great view you can see there on your screen of the vehicle.
Breaking the sound barrier
Max
there.
Q is the point
Falcon
of
9 is supersonic.
Max Q is the point of maximum aerodynamic stress that the vehicle will see on
Max
ascent.
Q.
And great timing, we have just passed through Max Q. Now we do have 5 events coming up in quick succession. That will be MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES-1, and then the start of the boost back burn on the first stage. Now MECO is main engine cutoff. That's where we shut down all 9 of those engines
engine chill has started.
That's where we shut down all 9 of those engines that you can see burning there on your screen. That will help slow the vehicle down in preparation for the next event, which is stage separation. That is where the first stage will separate from the second stage. First stage will make its way back to Earth with stage 1 flip and the boost back burn, while the second stage will have SES-1, or second stage engine start 1. And that's where we will ignite the MVAC engine on the second stage as it propels our payload
Falcon,
to
trajectory nominal.
their targeted drop-off orbit. Again, those 5 events are coming up here in just about 15 seconds or so. That is MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip and boost back burn, as well as SES-1.
What's going on, John Randolph? Boca Chica local, Brownsville local. Good to see you, man. Nice pictures you've been sharing on Twitter lately. Appreciate
Main
that.
engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed. Stage 1 boost
And back ignition.
Pretty sweet view of that boost back burn there.
Really
from
cool
the, second
views
stage.
there. We just had Miko stage separation. You could see the first stage doing its flip maneuver, and the boost back burn has begun. On your right hand screen, you can see that short MVAC nozzle ignited.
The nub.
Very,
That's
very
right,
cool
chat. The
views. Now we're
nub
coming up
Merlin
on
vacuum.
fairing separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there you can see the deployment of our fairing halves. They are now making their way back down to Earth. And we are coming up on the boost back burn here in a few seconds. Boost back burn
Stage 1
conclusion.
boost back shutdown.
And there we heard that call out for boost back burn shutdown, and you can see on your left hand screen as those engines shut off.
Stage 1, trajectory nominal.
Come here, Wiley.
Great call outs there. Now the next major milestone coming up is the entry burn on our first stage, which is scheduled to occur around the T+6 minute mark.
You got snot on my shirt. That's rude. All right, bye.
We're currently in our first of 2 MVAC burns, and this burn should last for another 4 minutes or so. And as Jesse mentioned, the next milestone will be the first stage's entry burn coming up in about 2 minutes. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Falcon 9 performs 2 burns in order to land. The first of the 2 burns is entry burn to slow itself down before hitting the denser parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Without this burn, we'd only be using the atmosphere and Falcon's drag alone to slow down Falcon 9, which adds extra stresses on the rocket. A single Merlin 1D engine relights for entry burn, and following entry burn, the booster will go through its final burn, the landing burn, which should slow
Stage 2, trajectory nominal.
the vehicle down even more for a successful landing.
What's the highest altitude you have taken paragliding?
As you can see on the left side of your screen, we have 2 out of Falcon's 4 hypersonic grid fins in view, and they measure 4 feet by 5 feet and help us guide the booster to the landing site by actively changing the vehicle's center of pressure.
Not that high. I think maybe 4,000 or 5,000 feet tops is the highest I've gone powered paragliding. It's more. I like doing proximity flying.
You're
It's more
also
about staying
probably
low.
noticing some white puffs of gas from the first stage. And this is cold nitrogen from our attitude control system, which also helps us control the vehicle's descent.
But you can take it up, 15, I think 18,000 feet is the limit because that's where Class C airspace starts, I believe, if I remember right. People have taken up to 15,000, or about the point where you need oxygen.
And again, the next major milestone we are waiting on is the beginning of our stage 1 entry burn, which is about 30 seconds away.
I've jumped from 15, but I haven't flown at 15. I haven't gotten to fly yet this season. I think I said that in a recent live stream. It's just the weather's been too chaotic. It's been windy like every evening since the season began.
Both
It's
altitude and
quite
speed
frustrating,
are
actually.
as expected for both our first and second stage.
We got the nub on the right there, and we got poofers on the left.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Silly
And
rockets.
as you heard, our entry burn has now began and will last for another 20 seconds.
Again, 9th flight for this booster on the left there. Will she survive to go for 10? We'll find out.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. Stage 1 FTS has safed.
We've now completed a successful entry burn, and now that our entry burn has been concluded,
Stage 1, trajectory nominal.
the first stage has one more burn left in preparation for landing. And as I mentioned earlier, we will be attempting to recover this booster for the 9th time today, and are targeting a land landing on
right through
landing
that
zone
cloud.
4.
Come on, lick it.
Another key
Oh,
aspect
you
of Falcon
missed.
9 is its landing legs, and Falcon 9's first stage is equipped with 4 landing legs made of carbon fiber with aluminum honeycomb. And they're
You're gonna
placed
lick this
symmetrically
cloud,
around
though.
the
Stage
base
1 transonic.
around the base of the rocket and deploy just prior to landing.
Yeah, tongues out, chat. Here it comes.
We can expect that
Taste the
landing burn
smog.
to begin in just a few seconds.
Stage 1 landing burn.
I love it when it opens up. It's like the 64 game Pilot Wings. Most of you won't get that reference. Oh, beautiful view there. I like it.
Landing leg deployed.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Please clap.
And as you saw and probably just heard, we had a successful first stage landing at landing zone 4,
Stage 2.
Yep. The booster boot the pad.
marking the 9th landing for this specific booster. It also marks SpaceX's 200th landing,
Stage 2 FTS has safed.
200th landing of an orbital class rocket.
200. 200. That's a
Next
lot.
up, we are expecting the shutdown of the second stage MVAC engine in about 20 seconds.
But not enough. We need
MVAC
more,
shutdown.
please.
And
Go on. You were saying?
with successful cutoff of our,
Nominal orbit.
with successful cutoff of our second stage engine, we have now heard the call and the call out for good orbital insertion. We are now tracking nominally. Coming up next, we have the second burn of our MVAC engine on board the second stage around the T+57 minute mark. We will be back in about 45 minutes to bring you live coverage of SES-2, followed shortly after by the beginning of our payload deployments. Until then, enjoy these space views, and we will see you soon.
Expected loss of signal, Vandenberg.
Okay. So, yeah, that was an awesome landing. I very much appreciated the nice views. Congratulations for those of you that caught this live. I'm glad it made your evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you're at. What are you staring at? Say it's dinner time, Dad. Feed me. Yeah, come here. Come on up. Come on up. Come here. They can only see your dumb ears, your radar dishes. Let's fine tune them, adjust them, get the right frequency in your brain. Burn. Good boy, dumb poppy. Hi, Kevin. Is YouTube your full-time job, or do you have another job on the side? YouTube is now my full-time job. YouTube/Rumble. When I started this channel, it was my just kind of like a side gig when I was a teacher. But then during when was it? I can't remember. Like during 2019, I was able to leave teaching after the school year and started doing this full-time. So blessed. We'll see how long it lasts. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to watch the rest of the SpaceX live stream and watch all the deployments of these 72 payloads, spacecraft, whatever, there's a link in the description below. You can click and watch. Otherwise, I'll share a partial time lapse of what they do, what they can show us on Friday's episode when we go over everything that's happened. Okay, you guys have a nominal Monday. Oh, it's Monday. Poopy. It's Monday, right? Yeah, because I have a hair appointment on Tuesday, and tomorrow's Tuesday. Sweet. It's Monday. Get through the work week, guys. You can do it. I have faith in you. Until Friday, Godspeed.